About the tie, Louis, you're breaking my heart. Remember the first time you didn't have the tie, and I said, "Well, I wanted you to dress up." Next time you dressed up, I was delighted.
You were really happy.
Yeah,
I know it means a lot to you. I know it's important to you.
If you had a show and you were nice enough to invite me, I'd have the tie.
I know you would, but if you didn't, I wouldn't care. It wouldn't hurt my feelings, but I understand how you feel about it.
Listen,
I got the jacket though. I think a jacket and T-shirt is a decent mid-ground.
I know.
I felt like a jerk with a tie. It's not me. Really? I feel like a defendant.
Well, no, the tie's. you feel. Well, the tie is not me either, but it's what I got.
Well, no, yeah.
Now listen, this has happened to me twice now. I went to see the movie Blue Jasmine, and I'm enjoying the film. And Kate Blanchett, oh
yeah, she's good.
God, it was lovely.
Very good at acting.
And I'm really enjoying the film. And then I see Andrew Dice Clay, and I say to myself, honest to God, Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And then I see you in the movie.
Yeah.
And I think, who knew these guys were so good? Andrew Dice Clay as a serious actor, and you as a serious actor.
Oh, thank you.
In a Woody Allen film. All right. And then you came on the show.
That's right.
And we talked about it, and you had your tie on, and everything was fine. And now I go to see American Hustle.
Yeah.
Nobody tells me you're in American Hustle.
No, it's a secret.
So the movie is going along and along and along, and I'm enjoying it. And Jennifer Lawrence and the big stars who are in the thing. And then there's Louis C.K. again. And in the movie, you're wearing a tie.
That's right. I'm wearing a tie in the movie.
Now, Louis,
I'm wearing a big, fat 70s tie. Like
how does this happen? How do you get to be in big movies?
Well, it's like... I don't know. They asked me to do it. I don't audition or anything. I don't like to do movies.
Yeah.
And,
what do you mean you don't like to do it?
Well, I don't like auditioning. I don't like trying to get that kind of work.
Right.
And I used to audition, and I never got any parts. And the first movie I got, well, somebody offered me a movie part. They asked me to audition, and I said, okay, and I didn't show up because I hate doing it. So then they're insulted.
Good move.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Just don't show up.
Don't show up.
And they go, well, we made another appointment for you, and I didn't show up to that either. And then they sent me the script and said, put yourself on film in your house and send it to us. And I said, yes, and I didn't do it.
Didn't do that.
And then they called me and said, you got the part. So.
That's crazy. What was the film?
It was called Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. It starred Martin Lawrence, and I had a huge part that is gone because I was so bad. I was terrible. I couldn't remember my lines. I couldn't talk.
But in the two movies that I've seen you in, you're great. So what happened since then that made you so comfortable
I don't know
as
what
an
happened.
actor?
I don't know. I don't know why I was so bad in that movie. The director at one point, he said, his name was, it was Spike Lee's cousin, Malcolm. He said to me, the things you say are very important. Because if you don't say them right, nobody understands what's happening in the movie. Like, he had to say that to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, but I still couldn't do it.
Now, I'm told in this movie, American Hustle, that there's a bit of dialogue that you, in fact, brought to the film, brought to the set. It was your idea. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure.
The story about going fishing?
Oh, yeah, the fishing. Well, he wanted me to tell a story about ice fishing. That was his... He said, tell a story about ice fishing.
Who's he, the director?
Yeah, he. The Lord told me. It came to me in a dream. Tell a story about ice fishing throughout the movie. The director asked me to tell a story about ice fishing, and that's all he told me. And so I tried to come up with it. And the more we filmed the movie, the more I hatched about this ice fishing story.
Well, it's a very effective device, and it's interesting. You would think that the director and the screenwriter could have come up with something. They don't have to burden you as an actor, but it worked out just great.
Yeah, he thought of it right on the spot. He was like, something about ice fishing. Okay, so I tried. Yeah.
Now, so I'm not surprised again. Are you in more big movies?
No, I'm not. I don't really. I'm trying to reach a certain level of fame. I'm not trying to get as famous as possible. I'm trying to reach kind of a sweet spot.
Well, you've come to the right place.
I just, you know, when you start growing in fame, it's because more and more people like you. And only people that like you are aware of you. But then when you start getting your face on buses and stuff, now people that hate you know who you are. And the hate quotient starts to grow a lot. So that's what I'm trying to be aware of.
Is it maybe a problem with self-esteem?
No, it's just that everybody hates somebody sometimes. I mean, everybody is hate. If you're known by millions of people, some of them are going to hate you. There's no way.
Let me just wrap this segment up by saying...
I'm sorry, I should have stopped.
No, you're fine.
20 minutes ago.
Dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. Okay. We'll be right back with Louis C.K., ladies and gentlemen. You filmed the last episode of your show in, was it Shanghai, is that right?
Beijing.
Beijing, China.
That's right.
Ooh. Now, what was the point of that, and what was it like? That sounds like, oh my God, it's got to be hard to do that.
It was hard to go to China.
Yeah.
It's really far away. And
did they know what they were getting? The Chinese people say, "Oh, look, Louis C.K. wants to come to China," and they probably hacked your computers and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, we had to go through a long, arduous process. We started early in the year of trying to get the rights to go, we had to talk to their cultural, I didn't do any of this. The people that work for me did all this.
Now, the United States is comfortable with you doing a show in China?
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of movies are produced there and stuff. And I mean, it's tricky because I did a stand-up show over there. While I was there, some people were like, hey, do a show. And I did a show in this old Peking theater, this very, very ancient theater. And I was like, do I have to worry about what I say, you know? And they're like, have fun, you know?
Yeah, they're such fun-loving folks.
Yeah, they just, you know,
all they want is fun over there.
They just have a great time. That's all they do over there is have a great time.
I didn't realize you spoke Chinese.
I don't speak any Chinese.
That's what I thought. Now, what about the people in the theater?
Well, a lot of them spoke, well, enough of them spoke English that, you know, they understood enough to be really offended by what I said. So, they got really mad. Yeah, they got really upset.
No, were they upset?
They did. I mean, somebody got upset.
Somebody got upset.
The sense I get is that the government doesn't really do anything anymore, but everybody's really scared. So if you do anything weird, everybody's like, stop it. So, you know, we were told, like, somebody might disappear if you use that joke on the show. You know, they use words like that, you know.
Wow.
I'd rather you didn't use that on your show because I might disappear. Things like that. I don't want to say too much because maybe the guy will still disappear. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
What is the city like? Is it westernized? Is it like a huge New York?
It's more like a giant Dayton, Ohio. It is. It's a
huge Dayton, Ohio.
Smoky. You can't breathe because of the pollution.
Sure.
You just can't breathe.
Yeah.
It's brutal. But it was cool. I mean, I never thought I'd go to China, you know. And
would you go back?
The people I met, I really loved. No. But I'd like to go to another part of China because I love Chinese culture. And
you visited, you were invited to someone's home.
Yeah, we went. I wanted to shoot a scene where I'm up in the mountains in some old lady's house and she's feeding me. So we just drove up this windy road and we found this little tiny old woman. And we're like, can we film here? She said, come in, and just started giving me food. And so we just filmed me being fed by this woman. So that was a singular experience.
Wow. So was this random? You just dropped by the house and she said, of course, please come in?
Kinda, yeah. Kinda, that's how it works.
Government agent, probably. It's probably a government agent.
Probably. I don't know anything about it. I don't know.
And so that was must have been very, very exciting to be in Shanghai.
Yeah.
And then, I'm sorry, Beijing.
Yeah, sorry. Really doesn't matter.
This other thing I find fairly courageous. You produced, directed, wrote a movie in the late 90s, 98, something like that? And this was like a first outing as a director?
First time I directed, yeah.
And you look at it now, and what do you think of it as you look at it now?
Well, it's very weird. It's a really strange, it's a black and white movie, and it just makes very little sense, but I think it's funny.
And at the time...
I thought it was this really intelligent and important movie.
Right. And you took it to festivals and stuff?
So went to Sundance. Yeah. There was 15 people at the screening, and 2 when it was over. Literally, it was a disaster. Yeah. Nobody wanted to see it. I was heartbroken. I was 28 years old, and I thought, this is my movie.
Right.
It's funny, you know, because when I look back at old versions of myself, I go, what an idiot, you know? Any version of me 20 years ago or 10 years ago, I'm like, I was a moron. But then I thought I was great.
Right. You know,
so now I think I'm great.
I'm glad to hear you say that because I go through the same thing, and I wonder if it's common to the human experience. If I can't sleep at night, I will start remembering stupid things I have done when I was younger. And oh my God, it gets to be a little frightening.
Does it lull you to sleep? Is that why you do it?
Well, that's the objective. Yeah, but then you wake up thinking, okay, I don't want to. I'm trying to be a better person as we go forward.
I think as long as you think that your past was bad, you must be improving. That's what I think. Right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
that's probably the way it works.
So nobody wanted to distribute your movie.
Nobody cared about it or wanted to see it.
How much did it cost you to make this movie?
About $180,000.
Out of your own pocket?
Out of my own pocket. I had written for you, and I saved some of that money. All the money I made.
That's where that money went.
That's where it went.
Do you ever see Eraserhead?
Sure, yeah. Love David's work, yeah.
Well, anyway, it reminded me a little of Eraserhead.
Oh, yeah, a little bit, right?
So we're going to show, and now you can buy this movie.
Yeah, so it's been sitting literally under my bed for 15 years. No one's seen it. Steve Carell is in it. Amy Poehler's in it for a second. J.B. Smoove, who's in this clip, and he's very funny. A lot of really great actors, and it just sat there.
And what's the story?
Well, it's about a guy who runs a photo store, which is already something that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. And he's very persnickety. He doesn't like people touching his stuff. He likes things in order. He also goes home and he sits in a bowl of ice cream naked at night because that relaxes him. And then there's this old lady who's very unhappy and her husband's mean to her, but he gets eaten by a pack of wild dogs. So
now the important thing is it $5?
$5.
$5. You can go to louisck.net.
louisck.net.
Beginning Wednesday. Is it com or net?
Either one works.
Either one works?
Yeah, I got them both.
Oh, you have
both parked at the same site. Wednesday at noon, it goes
there it
live.
Is right there.
You can watch it, and when you buy it,
let's
you
show
own
them a clip.
There you go. That's the website.
Oh, no, that's pretty good.
Funny, yeah. Yeah, it's not for everybody. That would be the tagline. It's not for everybody.
It's $5. How big a deal can it be? So spend the $5 and decide.
And you own it. Nobody bothers you.
No,
we don't check.
Fine. It's not like we're in China here, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
It's called Tomorrow Night. It can be yours for $5 on the website there, the louiscknet.com, whatever that thing is. And it's available beginning Wednesday. All right, Louis, next time.
Nice to see you.
Maybe a tie.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try.
I'm going to kill you. We'll be right with BJ Ganem, ladies and gentlemen.